Hey guys, welcome back. Adam Flowers here. It is June 7th, 2023, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Central time. Hope that you guys are tuning in and enjoying the content. It's going to be a great show today. We have mob hits and misses. Thanks, Don Berlin, for coming up with the title for us. We're always looking for titles. Don Berlin came up with this one. Welcome back, guys. It's Mob Vlog. Red Wemette, how are you doing today?
I am doing well.
Red got a phone today. We're going to have to hear about that later. Brand new phone.
Story.
He's proud. He's like, look at all the cameras on it. Look at all the cameras on the back of it. I got 5. All right, so. You're awesome, Red.
He's got one more than I do.
Hey, guys, welcome into the show. Today we're going to be talking about mob hits and misses. My name's Adam Flowers, in case you haven't tuned in, which I'm sure some of you are tuning in for the first time. And I run the Vegas Mob Tour out in Las Vegas. Red Wemette, he wrote the book, Nobody Cares, and What I Did About It. He infiltrated the Chicago outfit. And so he knew people like Tony Spilotro and Joey the Clown Lombardo. And the way he infiltrated it was by dealing pornography. Yeah, he was like Pornhub, but back in the 70s. Red Wemette, good to have you in here, man. And guy, the crew is here. James Weldon, hey, buddy, welcome in. You're new. Devin Morrell, he went on the mob tour. He could tell you guys it was really good. Marquette Gloves, Don Cheech, Chris Edmondson, Catherine Guerrero. It's good to see all of you guys in here. Michael Graham, welcome into the show, guys. And if you're new here, it's the comments, okay? That's what runs this show. It's the comments. Watch the comments. If you're watching on a TV, open up your device and sit there and you can comment along. If you're on a device, just comment. You guys know what to do. So, where are we going to start with this today, Red?
Why don't we start with the biggest one, Ken Eto? A miss.
Ken Eto. Man, we interviewed Elaine Smith on this show. She was the FBI agent that debriefed Ken Eto. And what a story, man. Ken Eto. Joe the Jap, that's what they called him back in those days. That was acceptable. So, Joe the Jap. What else did they call him?
I didn't know his name. I just knew Joe the Jap until it all went on TV.
Ah, okay. So, yeah. So it was Gatuso and Campisi. Jasper Campisi. He beat you to death, just batting his eyes.
I knew Johnny.
You knew who?
Johnny Gatuso.
You knew Johnny Gatuso?
Yeah.
Gatuso, sorry, yeah. Johnny.
Yes.
Did I say Gatuso?
Fancy bring that butcher boy.
Sorry.
I love it.
I butcher them all, man. So you knew him. How'd you know him?
I met Johnny. Marshall Cafano was trying to help me sell Rush. And some of the people I wanted to talk to, they were with Johnny. And so I didn't know who was going to be there, but he said, get in the car. We're going over there. And we went to the Vic Theater in Chicago. And there was a semicircle of people. And Gatuso was there. And so Marshall went in, and he knew who Marshall was, Cafano. He went in there and he told him, he said, he talked real soft like Peter Lorre. He said, hi, guys. He said, I want to introduce a friend of mine. And he said, he's got a product and we'd like to get it off the ground. And he says, I'm just hoping that each one of you will buy 10 cases today. That's how I met Johnny.
Wow.
And I met him several times after that. We talked after that.
Pushing the rush. Pushing the rush. For those of you that don't know this, like
yes, Scott.
Scott, you invented Rush. Scott Christoffel. Yes, Red invented Rush.
Yes,
they also call poppers. And that's what no. You got that story about when you guys were making this shit in the apartment and the guy went in the bathroom. What was, well, you guys were producing it out of an apartment building, right?
No, we were just experimenting before we made big batches of it.
What happened? Tell me quickly.
I was over. It was behind Philomatos, across the street from Jimmy Kozos, and Johnny Rogers had the apartment, and so Dick Hoyt came up. Oh no, it was Dick Hoyt's apartment, and so we were in Hoyt's apartment, and they're shaking this. He started without me, and he's got this half-drunk guy there who's saying, "Oh, I could." We had acid that goes in there, the reagent, and he said, "Oh," and he's sucking it through a pipette. Just suck it up. And I said, that stuff will kill you, man. I mean, it's acid. And he said, oh, I drink this stuff for breakfast. He was 2-3 sheets to the wind. So Johnny Rogers is putting it in there, and it's supposed to turn a little bit yellow because it's sulfuric acid that's going in there. But you're introducing acid into water. And he's shaking the beaker. It's on ice, brine. And so he's shaking the beaker, and he's putting the acid in too fast, and all of a sudden it turns gold, and then it turns green. And he says, he's looking at the temperature. It's a 3-neck beaker. And he's looking at the temperature, and he said, this thing is way above 260. And he said, I think it's going to break or blow. He said, I can't hold it any longer. And I said, put it in the ice. Don't put it. I turned the IV off that went into it. And so he did. He was about ready to throw out the window. He opened up the window. He said, he's going to throw it out in the alley. And so when we were done and we got the product off the top, it had sodium sulfate as a byproduct.
Okay.
So he dumped the byproduct down the toilet. And when he dumped the byproduct down the toilet, it's very caustic. I mean, really, you can, I'll tell you what happened. So Dick goes to take a dump. He goes into the bathroom, right? Big guy. Dick is huge, man. He weighed like 350 pounds. He was like maybe 6 foot. But he's a big guy, a lot of muscle. He used to pick me up with one hand like this and pick me up by the neck. Anyway, Dick goes into the bathroom. I don't know how he fit on that toilet, but he sits down on the toilet. He's got the door shut, and all of a sudden, boom! And the door flies off, and out comes Dick. And he had a lot of hair on his body, so his butt was on fire, and his back was on fire. And I threw a towel at him. The toilet seat was gone. Everything was gone. And I said, Dick, I said, what'd you do? And he said, I threw my cigarette down between my legs on the toilet.
Oh, that's too funny, man. That's too funny. Holy cripes. I bet
if you saw him running around with his legs like, just doing the 2-step, it was funny.
Look at this. The Crowd officially changed his name to the Crowd.
Very good, Bill.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so let's get to some hits. We're talking about Ken Eto or Eto, however you want to say it, Eto or Eto. It was known both ways. I think Elaine Smith said that it was. How did you guys say it? Eto.
That's the proper way of saying it, Eto. But we said Eto.
You're asking the butcher, man, to remember names. Are you crazy? You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. So, Raphael A., best show ever, man. I'm glad that you tuned in. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button, guys. Carl Walters, love the story. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are having fun with this. That's what it's all about here on Mob Vlog. Is let's
put up something. Now they're talking about Rush.
I heard it blowing up the toilet, but that takes the cake. Is Rush similar to Locker Room? Rush was amyl nitrate.
We made like 15 different brands of it. That's the same product. Locker Room, Dr. Popper. I had Dr. Popper, Locker Room, all that stuff.
No kidding. So you just put different brands on the bottles and put them back out.
Yes.
That was
Locker Room was a label, and Rush was a shrink wrap that went over the top.
Christopher Mims, butyl nitrate.
Right. It wasn't.
I
used instead of using amyl nitrite, I used N butyl nitrate.
Okay, gotcha.
Which made it legal.
Red's like a mad scientist over here. How do I make a sex drug for people? Pushing porn and making sex drugs. That's what
I own Devon, same as Quicksilver. Yeah, I own Quicksilver too. It's part of Great Lakes Products.
Jesus. Oh man, let's face it. One sniff of Rush and half these people would pass out. LOL. Michael Graham.
I almost killed myself with that stuff.
I can tell you, my father was a fireman in an EMT, and he brought home amyl nitrate. They were in like I remember it was a gray cloth kind of. It had a capsule inside. Yeah, it was like a braided cloth of some sort, and there was a glass capsule inside, and you pop that. You maybe that's why they called them poppers, because you popped it, you crushed it, and then you held it up to your nose. My dad did this to me one time. He was like, he said when people act like they're passed out, like they're being melodramatic and they're I'm fainted. They said that the paramedic goes up with that amyl nitrate, pops that, puts that under the person's nose. Instantly, they're like, whoa! There's no. That's how you tell if somebody's really out or not. Is that So
actually, they did it to football players on the field. If they were knocked out, they would take an amyl nitrate and go snap with their fingers. They go snap like that and put it in front of. It was an amplet. It was made out of glass. That's why it was covered in cloth.
Got it. Ryan Brown, great show, Red, this past Wednesday. Thank you for writing my idea down. Thank you, Don Lynn, for the great title. So you helped come up with it too, Ryan. That's cool.
Yes.
Now now we have the title, and now that we have the show idea, and now that we've been talking about Rush for the last 10 minutes, let's get back onto the show topic. What do you say, guys? I mean, the crowd's like, who invented fart spray? And we're going, what the hell does that have to do with hits and misses? So I'm sitting here reading. I'm thinking about it going, And here Scott H is like, well, Red, how did you get the idea to make Rush? I mean.
I found out what chemical was in the popper, and I decided to use a different chemical.
And for those of you that are around Chicagoland, Scott Christoffel wants you to know that he has some vintage poppers at his shop. They're wrapped up in a mesh. So for those of you that are looking for some vintage poppers, go to Scott Christoffel's shop. And by the way, he's got a really cool looking shop. Go check out the Facebook page. This guy's got some cool stuff in his shop, including poppers that Red made. So What kind of show is this? We're supposed to be talking about Chicago outfit hits, and we got Tony Accardo in the thumbnail, and we got Kent Eto in the thumbnail, or Eto, however you want to say it. And here we are talking about poppers, man. What is this? Red, what is this? What is this craziness? By the way, for those of you just coming in, Red wrote the book, Nobody Cares, and What I Did About It. I have an autographed copy from Red. No, I don't. This is not autographed. But you can get an autographed copy from Red. I have one, but this isn't the one. You can get an autographed copy from Red. He wrote the book, and it's about how he infiltrated the Chicago mob and outfit, we say, and was an FBI mole and got some people in trouble. And that's what Red did. And me, well, I run the Vegas mob tour. And that's why is he laughing about that? I'm like, I own a tour company. Red thinks that he's cracking up. What the hell's going on over there?
You started me. I own a tour company.
I sit and talk with this guy every week. We sit and talk for an hour about the Chicago. Actually, we talk for more than an hour, don't we, Red?
More like 4 hours every night.
Red calls me like a daily basis, like a high school crush or some shit. This guy, what's going on? Oh, I'm doing tours. Oh, you done with the tours? What's happening, man? Oh, I'm going home and sitting with my wife for a little bit and talking to her. And Oh, let's talk some more. Let's talk some more. I'm the number one speed dial. All right, so let's get on to these hits. The hits, guys.
Okay.
Accardo.
That's one failed hit.
That was a hit. Who did it?
Johnny Gatuso and Casper Campisi.
You think so?
Jasper Campisi.
Some think it's Tony
An old
Spilotro.
timer.
Some think it's Tony Spilotro. He could have run down the street, around the corner. Some say it was Butch.
They were found. Their bodies were found.
No. Red. Tony Accardo, dude. Tony Accardo. Red. Are you there, Red? Red.
Tony Accardo.
Are you there? Red. Red, are you with me?
Yes. Yes. I'm here.
Tony Accardo, I can't wait till he's getting new internet. He's going to get faster internet. Right now, Red has 4 megabytes a second up and 0.5 megabyte a second down, okay? That's what he's working with. That's what we're dealing with here. He's in the panhandle of Florida, all right? And these folks down there like, internet? What's that all about?
One of the restaurants I used to go to, I sat down and I talked to the lady that owns the restaurant. She came over and sat down at the table with me. And I said, Maria, I said, this place is stuck in the 50s. Oh, no, you're wrong. And I thought, oh, man, I said something wrong. It's stuck in the 40s.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Some of those places are.
I just got 5G. 5G networks coming in here Saturday.
This guy's getting fiber optics run to his house.
Yeah.
All right. So Tony Accardo. You with me?
Nobody tried to kill Tony.
Tony Accardo. Oh, fuck me, man. Died in his 80s in natural causes, Adam. What the hell? Holy shit. Sam Giancana.
They did it again.
Francie Brady, that butcher boy.
Sam Giancana. Cooking sausage and peppers at the stove in the basement of the house.
Was a
Who
hit.
did it? Who did it?
We don't know. Nobody knows for sure.
Who
A
do
lot
you
of
think?
people say Butch Blassie did. And I heard from a different source it wasn't Butch Blassie, but I guess I could be wrong.
Red, are you looking at the comments?
I was.
Yeah, look at the comments. What's the last comment you see?
I have some vintage poppers in my shop.
Yeah, 216. You're telling me nobody's put a comment up in 6 minutes? I don't buy it, dude. I don't buy it.
How's your internet going?
Minutes? What? No, I'm
How's
serious.
your internet going?
I'm telling you, that's why I'm asking. You're seeing the same thing I'm seeing, right? Because that's really kind of strange.
And Jacqueline Moore said, Red, please give Diane my love.
Yeah. What's going on?
We're in the Twilight Zone.
We must be right now. What's happening? There's no way that there's not been a comment in 6 minutes. I could see there being one comment a minute for 6 minutes, but not. There's something's wrong with the feed. So there's got to be. Oh, comments not showing up through Facebook. Larry Cohen just commented.
It's a connection on Facebook.
No, the last few comments have all been from Facebook. YouTube, nobody's been able to comment.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I'm going to throw
sucks.
with YouTube. Is there a problem with YouTube? Let's comment to all of them. You guys on Facebook, do you guys see that comment that I just put up? And YouTube, do you guys see that comment I just put up? That's very bizarre, man. Usually there's a lot of back and forth chatter. So anyway, so do you think it was Butch Blasey?
I'm going to type in hello.
No, I just put it up. Chris Edmondson, no. Oh. Chesaday. Hey, Chesaday. Okay, so we're not seeing comments that are going up. This is bizarre.
Very.
Yeah, very bizarre. Don't know why that is. Must be something, some kind of glitch in the system.
Well, we're going to have to talk. That's all.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Please. And please, yeah. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. So let's talk about a miss. Hits and misses. Frank Lefty Rosenthal.
Miss. There's a total miss.
Miss.
Total
yes,
miss.
That's a big miss. So we've talked about that subject for we've done whole episodes about it. There was no steel plate underneath the Cadillac Eldorado Baritza, the 1982 Cadillac Eldorado Baritza. There's no metal plate under it. They did some show on it was like Mythbusters. Took one of those cars and they took the seat out. They started drilling through it, looking for it. No metal plate. What do you think of that?
I think it's bizarre.
And if you see photos of the car, I mean, the roof in the back is like just bent up, like it looks like a pyramid. Okay, Lefty wasn't in the car when that happened.
No, so, as a matter of fact, the way he described it in his interview was he saw flames coming out of the dashboard, and he was trying to get out. The door was hot, and he couldn't open it with this arm because he had a burn on his arm. So he reached over with the other hand.
Cross,
opened the door and rolled out.
Pushed his shoulder and it popped open. Yeah. So
it was more like a fire than a bomb. It was a fire before the bomb.
Well, here's the so it was a remote detonation and they put it underneath the car. And when he got in, they pushed the button. Kaboom. The host, back then they said hostess. The hostess inside Marie Callender's heard the boom. And she came running out the front doors around the corner of Marie Callender's, and she witnessed a second explosion. Boom! That sent flames 2 stories in the air, and the car bounced off the ground, a couple of feet off the ground. So that was the gas vapors in the tank that went. That was the second boom. He was out of the car by that point. If he'd been in there, there wouldn't have been anything left to Lefty.
It would have been like Ray Ryan.
Yeah.
They didn't miss on that one.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. So, yeah, Lefty.
That's another outfit hit. Ray Ryan.
Yeah, Ray Ryan. Who was Ray Ryan?
Marshall Cufano had a beef with him over he put Marshall in prison for 10 years on extortion.
There we go. We got YouTube coming back in. Holy Christ, man. Adam switched to all comments. I am on all comments, Ryan. I'm telling you, they now just took off. We just got a whole list of freaking unbelievable. Let me go through all these comments. That's what the hell? That's what caused him to roll. Hold on. No. Well, besides the hit that caused him to roll, Matt attack. So Lefty Rosenthal was an informant. He was an FBI informant. And they rolled him back in the 60s, back when he was busted for trying to bribe a basketball
game. He was fixing a game in North Carolina.
To throw a game, shave points, and he got busted. I guess apparently that if you go to a professional athlete and ask them to do a bad performance so that you can guarantee that you're going to win something, I guess that's illegal, apparently.
The fix is in.
I wouldn't think to do something like that, but apparently there are people that are like, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's fix the game and then bet all the money on it. Oh my gosh.
Except we're going to fix it.
So, Devin, all the talk about Rush fucked up YouTube. It could have. You know what? It could have, man. You got a point. I mean, when I was sitting there talking about all that, so yeah, maybe that's what happened. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
It's endangered species. He says he's sorry he's late.
Sorry, I'm late, boss. Endangered species. Yeah, well, glad you're here. So, the fix is in. Lefty Rosenthal. Hey, after that happened, by the way, this is interesting information. Lefty Rosenthal and Jerry McGee were divorced in January of 1981. The car bomb went off in 1982. She ran off with $1 million, the safety deposit box, the money, and she's partying with her. Yeah. She ended up ODing November 6th of 1982. She was found in a West Hollywood motel, unconscious. They took her to Mount Sinai. She was survived for 3 more days until November 9th when she was pronounced dead, 1982. Valium, whiskey, and cocaine, I believe, were the 3 that were in her system. So apparently she did too many drugs.
Lefty said that he did a second autopsy and she was given a hot shot.
Yeah,
they gave her an overdose, a hot shot, more than anybody could stand.
I don't know if that's, or if it just the toxicology showed that she had all those drugs in the system. I don't know for sure, but she was married before Rosenthal. She had a child, Robin Marmer, with Lenny Marmer. And Lenny Marmer is depicted as Lester Diamond in the movie Casino, portrayed by James Woods. Love James Woods. Great actor.
Excellent.
He is. So I don't know what happened to them, but that wasn't just a pimp ex-boyfriend. That was her ex-husband. And was she screwing around with him? Why not? I mean, she could have been screwing around with Tony Spilotro still. So she was messing around with Tony.
She got around. She got around.
Which again, big no-no in the mob. I mean, you lie, cheat, steal, kill, rob, go to church on Sunday, confess your sins, all's forgiven. Your buddy's wife, on Sunday, you're going to go confess your sins to God. That's what's going to happen, right? You don't do that. You don't sleep with somebody's wife, and you're going to end up dead. So, yes. Heroin addict, Larry C. McGee, JW. Jerry McGee was an informant too, they say. I've never heard that, JW.
No, she wasn't.
No? You know
I
that
would know. I would know.
Okay, she wasn't, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Luminous Grin spent $1 million in a year. It's like 18 months, year and a half. That's what she blew through it. I'll tell you what, though, I knew a guy in Chicago, and I'll tell this story because he's not around anymore. This guy got $1 million. No, he got $1 million settlement. His name was Chris Christopher. He got a wall fell on him or something. He was building a Walmart, and he was a worker, and his wall fell on him. And he got a settlement of like $1.2 million or something. And it wasn't even a year, dude, that he was broke. He got married twice. Got married like in some other country to some other woman. Dude did all kinds of crazy shit. Drugs and all this. Oh man. Yeah. I don't want to get into the whole story, but he ended up driving his vet into a tree at, 150 miles an hour. The engine flew like 100 feet away from the tree, out of the car, the engine. Okay, the car exploded, dude. Like it just. Anyway, you can get pissed through $1 million, I guess, in a year's time. That guy proved it. So, maybe it's, Jerry McGee didn't take that long, too. All right, let's get on to a miss. Give me a miss, Red.
Pilotto,
Chicago Heights. Golf course, right?
Right.
Okay, let's hear the story.
These guys were bungling idiots. They actually went out, they parked their car by one of the holes. I don't know if it was the 18th hole, the 16th hole, or whatever, but they parked their car by that hole, which is closer to the street. They came up, they fired, they missed. His bodyguards fired after him. They ran and got in the car and left.
Gotcha.
Later on, there was no revenge from Pilotto. They were tried in a court of law and convicted.
Wow. But they missed.
That's what the paper said.
Don Cheech said he died like he lived. I'm guessing Al Pilotto. How did he die?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Let me take a quick look here.
Okay.
And
the only time I ever saw Al Pilotto was when I was out in the Heights with Kurt Hansen. His brother was a police chief of Chicago Heights. And Jimmy Coutura whistled us in. We were with Jimmy at the time. Nice old man. Very nice old man. But Jimmy whistled us in and said, you got to pull out, take the slot machines out. They can't be in here anymore. And so his brother really came on and put the arm on us. And just all he wanted to do is go pick up the machines, get out of town.
Oh, Don Cheech, man, he died like he lived, meaning my friend who, yeah, no, man, it's what a way to, Jesus. Unbelievable. I will never forget. Look, here's what happened. I'm going to tell you the story real quick. Okay. So I met this guy at Dave's emergency room on State Street, right across from St. Maggie's Hospital. And he's like, I'm putting together this magic show, illusion show. My parents knew him and were like, well, he might be interested in investing in your, I started a corporation and I don't remember, it was an S Corp back then that I started. Anyway, I was 18. I started it. And then I was probably 21 at this point. Anyway, he wanted to invest some of that money into the corporation. So I met him at Dave's emergency room. Dude, this is a shithole bar, the worst shithole bar in Calumet City. Okay. Only time I'd ever been in there. And he's like, hey, here's a check, boom, for some money. And then back to his house. Let's go back to the house. We'll go have a beer. We'll talk. I'll leave your car here. So getting my I think it was a Mustang. This guy went down State Street to his house at like 100 miles an hour. He was blowing stop signs. Dude, my fingers were in the dashboard, man. I was freaking out. The guy was high on whatever.
You can take my fingernails off the dashboard now.
It was like I had to pluck them out, man. Like, it was terrible. It scared the shit out. Anyway, round an S, there was an S curve in State Street, and the dude skidded, and he overcorrected, and he ended up crashing through somebody's wrought iron fence. The Mustang got hung up on the fence. He's going reverse, forward, and then he looked at me, and he goes, get out of the car. Get out of the car and start walking. You weren't here. Get out of the car and start walking. You weren't here. And I was like, don't have to tell me twice, man. I was thinking, walking down the street, doing my cell phone. I'm called up to freaking my dad. I'm like, hey, Dad. I'm like, I was just what just happened. I told him. And he said to me, he's like, where are you? And he came and got me, picked me up. Or maybe I walked back to the house and he met me at the house. And then we went and we got my car from the bar. And he's like, you were never there. Don't ever. And it was maybe a year later that my dad woke me up in the morning and he said, get down here. Sat down and he dropped it. I still have the newspaper article in my little locker, dude. It showed the car just exploded. And he's like, you could have been in that car with him. And I'm like, no shit. Like that could have been me. Because there was a guy in there with him. I don't know who that guy was. But he had somebody with him, and he not only took his life, but also that guy. Dude, I'm telling you, that's like one of those close calls you come in life and you go, what the fuck? Calumet City, Hussein Bato? Ew. Yeah, I know. Cal Shitty. Yeah, that's what it's called.
John Cheech has an answer here.
That's correct, Red. The papers lied. Al was hit 5 times. Sam Guzino, who had the hit done, had a pistol on him. but didn't use it because he hired his ex-son-in-law to do the hit. The kid was on dope. So Al was hit 5 times. Didn't kill him, though.
Look at this.
I thought
he rode his bike on the hit.
It was what?
They knew Sam did it his own and not on his own. Sanctioned by Tony Accardo.
Man,
thank you, Don, for correcting me.
Appreciate that. We appreciate that. 64 LeBaron. How about 64 LeBaron? I like your name, man. Welcome to the show. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe. How about those 4 businessmen who were found shot in the elevator? I guess they were involved in some kind of alarm gadget business. Who did it and why? What? Tell us the story. What is it? We want to know. Well, LeBaron wants to know anyway. I remember you telling the story, though, before. What happened with that? They were in the elevator.
Yeah. I don't know exactly who did it, but they successfully did it. It was a successful murder and multiple murder, but they had something to do with an alarm company, and people were working on the alarms. I believe Frank Pilotto knew who it was because he said at one time he had said that he told the story about he speculated that Joey Lombardo was part of that. But I don't think it was Joey. But at any rate, they were businessmen. They were in suits. And they went there, and I believe it was in Park Ridge, if I'm not mistaken. And they were all dead in the elevator.
So that wasn't a miss.
That was a definite hit.
Okay. He rode his bike to the hit. That's how they knew Sam did it on his own. Not sanctioned by Tony Accardo. So Tony didn't sanction that.
Pilotto.
Yeah. And they didn't kill him. So, yeah. And you're right. It was Park Ridge. Higgins Road.
I didn't say they did. I didn't say they killed him. I said it was a miss. He survived. I didn't know he was hit 5 times.
Don just agreed with you. That's right. They didn't kill him. And yes, it was Park Ridge where the elevator hit was that we just talked about.
Yes.
That's what Larry C's saying. So never take the elevator, endangered species. Yeah, never take the elevator, especially if the building's on fire.
I'll walk.
It's when you use the stairwell. It was a pyramid scheme. Ex-cop. They were running a pyramid scheme. Oh, the guys in the elevator had a pyramid scheme. One of those, what do they call those guys? The, what's the name for that? Yeah, they're con men. Yeah, no, that's, damn, the word's on the tip of my tongue and I can't get it out. It's a
Ponzi scheme, pyramid
Ponzi.
Scheme.
There's it, Ponzi, dude. I'm going. It starts with a B. It's a P. Ponzi. Oh man, yeah, Ponzi scheme, exactly. Yes, thank you, Casper. So,
hey, Casper,
let's talk about another hit. Okay. One that didn't. Now let's talk about a miss. Give us another miss, Red.
Oh, I'm trying to go through the misses, and I'm.
Richard Kane was.
Oh, I know one. It was a fluke. Joe Arnold.
Okay.
Joe Arnold on Rush Street.
Who was Joe Arnold?
Odds and ends, odds and ends shirts, and a guy came in and took a pistol and shot him in the head, and then he shot him in the chest, and he walked out, and he was laying on the floor, but he got up and he made it to the hospital.
No kidding.
Yeah. It turned out to be a guy that was, I guess Joe Arnold had offended his girlfriend or something like that. It wasn't a professional job. It was an amateur job.
His real name was Amato? Big Joe Arnold? His real name was Amato?
No, his real name was Arnold.
Amato? Don Cheat says it's Amato.
Don?
If we're talking about the same guy, I don't know. We could get wires crossed.
He was on Rush Street. He was partners with Caesar DeVarco.
Okay. Caesar DeVarco. All right.
Yes.
78 sound. In 1981, a car bomb killed a Hinsdale resident as he drove onto the southbound tri-state tollway.
He was a union robber.
2007. My dad was in his office and his building shook. Yeah, didn't you tell me about that? That it got onto the and as soon as it got out of range of something, or it triggered something by going that way? How'd that work?
They had a remote control taped to the TV or taped to a tree, and that remote control was taped shut. So when the car went by, it hit the signal. If it went the other way, which it did once, and I believe that was solved in Family Secrets. We solved that in Family Secrets. Nick Calabrese talked about it.
Okay, got it.
But it was a union official that would not capitulate to what the mob wanted.
See, that's crazy, man. A plane could go by, you know what I mean? Or a taxi cab could fire up its radio. Like anything could happen. I mean, back in those days, especially, you didn't have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. It worked on infrared, right? Was it infrared?
It worked on FM. It was an FM signal.
Dude, that's crazy.
I could take my Genie remote control and drive down the alley with the button pushed, and half of them would open up.
Oh my gosh. That's what I mean. That's insane. It was triggered by a garage door opener. That's what, think about it, you know, and you're going, oh, let's set a bomb and trigger it with it and take that chance. Like what if the car's sitting in, you know what I mean? I mean, it's a neat idea if you're going to do something, but taking a chance.
Nick Calabrese testified that the day before the bomb was set, but the day before, the mother and the daughter got in the car, and the mother took the daughter to school, but she went the other direction.
Gotcha.
And they were holding their breath because they were watching from a distance.
FM, frequency modulation, the Kraut knows. So, all right, Danny Greene, endangered species, wants to know about Danny Greene. That's not really Chicago.
No.
Was it? Where was Danny Greene?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland. He was Cleveland, yeah. Yeah, he wasn't a miss though.
He was a miss like 15 times. They missed him.
Oh, so he was missed 15.
They blew his whole house up with him in it.
It was his house. I thought it was his car.
Wasn't that the movie? Well, that's how they finally got him. But they hit his car 3 or 4 times. They hit his house. They kept putting bombs on him everywhere.
Killing the Irishman was the name of the movie that was about Danny Greene, right?
I don't know. I watched one years ago. That was really good. I liked it.
Ryan Brown, Joe Feccarata. Didn't Nick Calabrese shoot himself by mistake, then drop a glove that helped convict him?
That's true. When he was in the car, there was a struggle. He had a pistol out, and he was going to shoot him in the head. He was sitting in the passenger seat, and Big John Feccarata was in the driver's seat. They struggled over the pistol. He shot himself in the arm.
Yeah.
And it wounded. It went through and through, but it wounded John. And when John got out of the car and started running to the bingo hall, he just turned around. Nick Calabrese turned around and chased him and fired several shots into him. On leaving the scene, several blocks away, his arm was all bloody. He was trying to get out of different clothes and everything. And he took his clothes off. It was in the summertime. And he took his gloves off and put them in his back pocket. One of the gloves fell on the pavement, and the police found it. And it had his DNA.
Interesting. George Raymond Stevenson, who played the portrayal of Danny Greene he was a Northern Irish actor. He was born in 1964, 25th of May, 1964. He died May 21st this year, just a couple of weeks ago. He was 6'4", big dude.
Yeah, he was a big guy.
Big in that movie, didn't he? Yeah, he's a big guy. So, it was another miss, but a hit is Jerry Listener.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
Frank had 6 bullets with him. Frank Collada had 6 bullets with him, 6 half loads. Boom, 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 boom into him. Listener went
down,
but he's still alive. If it wasn't for Wayne Matecki showing up, going, hey, I got more bullets for you. Think about that. You know what I mean?
He even tried to strangle him after that. He said he grabbed the electric cord.
Bullets, he went down, but he's still moving. So I got on top of him and I took the cord from the water cooler, wrapped it around his neck. But when I pulled, it broke. So I wrapped it around again and I pulled again and it broke. So I reached up on the shelf for a knife. And just then the garage door started to open and I thought, oh, Christ, who do I have to kill next? Well, it was Wayne Matecki, my backup guy. I said to him, what are you doing in here? He said, I counted the shots outside. I was afraid you were out of bullets, so I brought more. You couldn't write this. You couldn't write this. So I reloaded the gun. These were full loads. Emptied it into him again. Then we drug him out to the pool and we threw him in. I guess after that, Frank sat outside in the car. Wayne scoured the house, made sure that listener didn't write down somewhere, Frank's coming over at 7:00 tonight, made sure that there wasn't any evidence. And then they went back to his place. They showered with Clorox sink cleaner. Yeah, with the bleach in it to get rid of any kind of blood, any kind of. And then they got in the car, their clothes that had blood on it. And they went out to, and they knew about DNA back then. That's why they got into the pool with listener. They didn't just throw him in. They actually carried him in. And, Ryan Brown. You watched the episode of Ghost Adventures? Hey, real quick, I just mean to interrupt this. Ryan says,
missed one here. She asked, husband, was DeVarco in on the Spilotro hit? No, he was dead by then.
I cannot wait until Red gets a faster internet connection. Unbelievable. I can't wait till you get that faster internet connection, man, because it's like in and out, man.
Red can't wait either.
Ryan Brown. Hey, Adam, I watched the episode of Ghost Adventures. Yeah, Red and I watched it too. Didn't see you. Good episode, though. Yeah, no, I ended up on the cutting room floor. Oh, well, you win some, you lose some. You know what I mean? I got paid, though, for it, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, that happened to me twice on America's Got Talent, Red. America's Got Talent, 2 times. Season 1, I ended up in the commercial for, I don't know, 3 seconds. Second time, season 10, I'm in there for 6 seconds, maybe, in some kind of montage of all the losers. Right here. Adam does a pretty solid Frank. Thanks, John. That's part of the script on the mob tour. So I give you guys some of that every once in a while, just so you know. I don't really have all this great knowledge. I just sound like I do because it's scripted. So, Don Berlin, YouTube won't allow posting a YouTube channel address in a chat. I guess, but I posted how to find it. What channel, Don Berlin?
He's talking about the show I'm going to be on Sunday.
Okay, so Red's going to be on a show with Don Berlin. And I have no comment. No way. What's the name of the channel, Red?
And Jimmy Calandra. It's called
Jimmy Calandra. I like his show.
It's called the Bath
Street Crew or something, right?
Yes.
Jimmy Calandra, the Bath Street Crew. Put the name of the channel up, Don Berlin, please. And people can go and search it out. If you guys haven't watched his show and his channel, go check it out. It's a lot of fun and a lot of good information. So yeah, it'll be a good time. I can't wait to see you on there. That'll be fun.
Oh, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I was surprised. Don went into one of my stories about, one of the things I did. And he called me up and said, give Jimmy a call. Actually, you got the email. Tell the story.
Oh, Don emailed me and asked me if, he wanted to have you on the show, and I just forwarded it over to Red and said, get back to Don. He's interested in something. And that was late at night. And then in the morning, I got up to go do tours, and I forgot to write Don back and tell him how to buy a gift card if you wanted to buy a gift card for the tour. You can buy gift cards for the mob tour. You know, we haven't done that in a while, in a long time, actually, is, you know, the mob tour is up and going. You should come out to Vegas. You should do it. The crime tour is just as fantastic.
It's great.
Yes. So this is what people are saying.
You guys got to take this tour. It was fantastic. I recommend it 100%.
I love the Frank videos. Those were great.
Personal stories.
Yeah,
I mean,
personal
we were
stories.
Very close with Frank Pilotto, and you get the vibes as long as you're on the tour. You got to do this.
Oh hell, the best part of my trip out here. Hell
That's
yeah.
awesome.
It's everything about casino that you wanted to see, and it's cool to see it all.
Being from Chicago, this was like fucking authentic. It was amazing. Awesome.
Oh, unbelievable. Adam is just first class, great information, great tour, fascinating. 10 out of 10.
Take the tour, you'll have a great time. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to have a fun time too.
Absolutely great.
It was awesome. I would definitely recommend it. It was good to learn about the history and a lot of things I didn't know.
It was awesome, man. I enjoyed it.
Fantastic. I loved it. What'd you think, Mo?
It was great.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It's great, very informative. You come to Vegas, make sure you do this tour.
Amazing. I'd do it.
Yeah. So there you are. The reviews are in, and it's a lot of fun. And the crime tour is also fun. And I told you, Red, I'm building a new tour, right?
I'm not biased.
No, you're not biased.
Yes.
Robert, Adam allows free touches and kisses. Oh. Ew.
Misty.
Talking about Misty and the thing, yeah. No, I shake hands. I'll take a kiss. I'll, take a hug. It's cool. I don't care. I get Big Mo. Big Mo gave me a big old fucking bro hug when he came out here too. So, and nothing wrong about that, man. People are like, oh man, I feel like I know you because I've been watching it. I don't care. It's cool. So, yeah.
Well, this is a special month.
Yeah. So, Devin Morrell, can't wait to do the crime tour, dude. It's a lot of fun. Ask Luminous Grin. He was on it. And he was on one of the first ones that I did. So, Michael Graham, Adam ended up disappearing from the Lake Mead story. You're a magician. You should be used to disappearing. Yeah, exactly. Why not? Adam took Big Mo for a ride. Yeah, he came on the mob tour. Where is Misty? I don't know. I haven't seen Misty for a while on the show. But every once in a while, Misty pops in, probably watching it late.
Odd story about Misty. I knew Misty when he was Mike. Way back when.
Oh, yeah. You did change out the
Capital News
for you back then, back in the day. Put in like the token machines.
Yeah,
for
he
orders.
used to empty the machines.
Yeah. So, yeah. Leave the gin. Take the tour.
Hey.
Kathy Jean.
Leave
yeah.
the gin, take the tour.
Misty was a Marine. Is a Marine. Was a Hell's Angel. Once you're a Hell's Angel, then you can be. I was a Hell's Angel, right? It's not like the Marine thing. Okay, yeah.
No,
so he was a. Misty's out marching in the parade. LOL. Scott, you're too funny, man. You're just. Fuck.
He was a tough kid. He was a very tough kid.
Stop it, everybody, please. Honest to God. They got all the. We're not doing the Bud Light. We're not going down that fucking rabbit hole, man. Not doing that today. We're gonna have a great day, guys. It was so much fun hanging out. Red, thank you. I'll see you over on your channel in a few minutes.
That's right. We got a show coming up.
Yeah, we do. So have a great day, guys. It's been a whole lot of fun hanging out with you. And thanks for showing up and being here and participating. Those of you that did. Those of you that hung out and lurked, thanks. You guys are cool.
Hit the like button, folks.
Yeah, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe if you haven't subscribed. We'll see you next week on Wednesday. It's been fun, Red. We're out. Mob vlog.